Hello everyone and welcome to the Transit Nomad family. In this video we'll be discovering Sofia's public transportation first impressions. Before we get started, I'd like to let you know that I'm in Sofia, Bulgaria for a couple of weeks, and at the end of this trip I'll be recording my final verdict video, comparing Sofia with other cities to help you decide if you should visit, while also saving you lots of time and money with practical tips on how to get the most out of your trip. This will be an exclusive video, but you can easily gain access to it by subscribing or donating any amount on buymeacoffee.com/transitnomad or through the link in the video description below. With that being said, let's begin walking around this square and checking out what kinds of buses, trams, trolleybuses, what else they have going on here in Sofia, Bulgaria in 2025. The first thing that stands out is that there is some construction going on. It looks like the city is growing and it's developing, which is a good thing. It's my first time in Bulgaria. I just arrived recently, and so far it seems very different from Western Europe. I really enjoy it a lot. I am making a video about the differences between Western Europe and Eastern Europe. Feel free to check it out if you have a chance to do that. It's definitely completely different. Also, there are some similarities, but one thing that stands out is public transportation. I feel like there is a lot more of it here. I see more trams and buses and trolleybuses and metro trains, and everything just keeps going, and it seems like more people are using it over here, and the frequencies seem to be lower. At least it appears to be the case. Again, this is just my first impression. I'm not making any firm conclusions yet. And we can see that the rolling stock is also very diverse. It's like a blend of different kinds of trams. This is the old school Tatra tram, which I can't wait to ride. I love these guys. And in front of it, I believe it's a Pesa tram, but I might be wrong. They really have a good mix of different kinds of trams operating here right now. A lot of the older trams have been retired, but some of them are still in service, which is great. I love vintage transit, and this is one of the main reasons why I came here in the first place, is to take a look at these old school trams and ride them and enjoy them before they are completely gone. And once it's gone, it's gone. You have to maybe, if you're lucky, you can find it in a museum somewhere, but other than that, that is basically the only chance to check it out and enjoy it. It is a hot day, so you can see people dressed kind of lightly because it's very warm. The sun is kind of heavy, but it is summertime, so it's kind of what you would expect in this part of Europe. The color of the livery is blue and yellow, which reminds me of the Ukrainian flag, which is kind of cool. You can see that line number 1 is coming in 9 minutes and line number 5 is coming in 4 minutes, and then another one is to follow in 6 minutes, if I'm understanding it correctly. If you have a better explanation, please leave a comment below and let me know. Oh, there's also line number 10 coming in 2 minutes. So, as I was saying, the frequencies are pretty good over here. So there are trams coming very soon, and this is just one of the many stops in this area. There is also a stop on the other side, and basically there are trams going in every direction at this specific intersection. I do feel very lucky and grateful to be able to catch older trams here, because many cities do not offer this kind of experience anymore. But cities like Sofia, because they took care of these trams so well, and also because they don't have as much funding, I guess, that's why they're still operating some of the older trams. I did hide from the sun, I have to admit. That's why I crossed the street, because it's so hot on that side in the sun. It's currently around 30 degrees Celsius, so it is pretty warm. And this tram looks different from the other newer trams that we saw earlier. So you can see there is this is Pesa. It does look like it's Pesa. Pesa means it's from Poland. So the other one we were looking at was something else. What's really cool about it is they have a website where you can track all kinds of trams and trolleybuses and buses live. It gives you the location of each one, and you can search by model, or you can search by route, or you can search by some of the other details. I'm still figuring out how to take advantage of that, other than just looking at it, because it's very impressive even just to see it and see what different lines are available and what different routes and how many, the large number of all the transit vehicles that are in service. I did not see this kind of map for many of the other cities that I visited in the past. But in Eastern Europe, they seem to have these kind of maps for many different cities. There's one like that for Kiev, Ukraine, and it also works in other cities in Eastern Europe. And there's one like that for Sofia, Bulgaria. I really enjoy it a lot. So they have, they used to have a lot of Icarus trolleybuses operating here, but now they use them for something else. They're not in regular city service, but I'm hoping to catch it and at least film it a little bit, because Icarus used to be the most popular and the most massive manufacturer of public transportation in the world. It was supplying basically the whole Soviet Union, as well as many other countries that were influenced by the Soviet Union. And it even made its way to the United States, believe it or not, in the 80s. So it is a very iconic brand, and a lot of people associate their childhood or their past with it, because there were so many of these buses and trolleybuses operating everywhere. And I'm hoping to catch that in one of my videos on Sofia. And it's cool that I was able to locate it on that transit map and see that it's moving and track where it is. You kind of have to just like run in order to catch it. It's like a challenge, which I'm definitely up for it to give it a try. You can see another tram. I don't know what that tram is. If you know, let me know. It looks kind of like something in between an old school tram and a new tram, maybe like a remodeled old school tram, or refurbished or restored. The body is kind of square, so maybe it is like an older Tatra that has been remodeled. Looking nice. And it's operating on line number 6 right now. They have a lot of different lines. Let's take a look at some of the tram stops a little bit better, so that we can have a better idea of what information is available for riders and how that compares to other cities. If we want to cross, I believe we need to come over here, and there is this thing. I'm not sure if it's really necessary because a lot of people are crossing this street all the time, and I did not see this kind of stuff a lot in Sofia so far. You don't usually have to press the button, but at some intersections they still have this feature. I generally think that cars should be the ones pressing the button because we should prioritize pedestrians for everything. And yeah, pedestrians occupy a lot less space than cars, and it's more efficient, and it's more environmentally friendly, and it's more healthy. So people should be above cars for sure. So we should make it easier to get around on foot, as opposed to forcing people to press the bottom or go around or things like that. You can see line number 4 is arriving, and you can see that sign. It says 0 seconds, 0 minutes, and now in 4 minutes there's going to be tram on line number 5. Or number 15. Seems like these things work pretty accurately. And number 5 is coming in 4 minutes. This also gives you some information about all the routes and which stops they're gonna go to. It is obviously not in English. I don't see any English translation around here. Let's take a look around the back. Nope, not in English. Let's take a look at the other stop across the street, or I mean across the platform. I don't see anything in English over there either. So whether it's Belgium or Bulgaria, they do not have English signs for people who are trying to get around. At least not everywhere. Maybe some places they do, but I did not see that around here. And some countries, they actually go through the effort of translating everything. I know that, for example, in Kiev, when I was there in 2020, the last time, they had the translations for a lot of information for everything. And it was very convenient to get around, even though I could understand the local language, but still, it was really helpful. And I felt kind of proud as someone who was born and grew up in Ukraine and speaking Ukrainian. I was really proud that they took the effort and the time to translate everything for visitors. And this definitely makes it a much more welcoming environment for people who are traveling, and it makes them want to come back or stay longer and have a better experience. And I think it kind of positively affects the economy and everything. So I do see this older tram, and I don't know if we can catch it or not, but let's try to see if we can catch it. Maybe it's too late. It does look like it might be too late. Yeah, it's about to depart. At least we can film it. And this stop looks different. This one, check this out. It has a little bit of English information here because this line is going to the airport. Other than that, it's all in Bulgarian. but there is also this information sign that tells you when the next tram is about to arrive. Looks like line number 6 is coming, line number 7 is coming in 1 minute. Oh, and there it is, line number 7. So let's ride line number 7, I guess. And we'll catch the older tram in one of the future videos. The air conditioning is working surprisingly well. I feel so comfortable on a hot day like this to cool down on a tram. It feels great. They do have some information screens with some advertising as well. Let's see if they show us anything useful. Yeah, just some advertising so far. You can see this traffic light is taking a while as we are waiting for all the cars to pass. It should not be the case. The trams should go first. As we were approaching the stop, I did not see any information being displayed on that screen. It's just advertising. I'm not sure if that's going to be the case in all the public transportation, but that's what I saw so far. So this was a Pesa tram. You can see it says Pesa on the side. Polish tram. Overall, pretty good ride experience. Only one stop, but it was pretty smooth. There were lots of seats. The air conditioning was working well. So generally, a comfortable ride. Not too packed. And now we can also see some trolleybuses at this stop. This stop is kind of cool because they have a lot of different transit vehicles crossing at this intersection. That's why it was taking so long to wait for the green light, I think. Also, as you can see, the trolley bus has the same style of color, livery, blue and yellow. And the light is green for people to cross. Everywhere, no, only here and over there also I see the green light. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a 5-way intersection. That's why it takes longer for the lights to change over here. And this looks like a Škoda trolley bus. So interesting, this is a 5-way intersection. And there's a lot of transit here coming from different directions. That's pretty cool for a transit lover. I could just stand here and watch for hours to see how all these transit vehicles are passing through. And this is not even rush hour right now. It's let me take a look at what time it is. It's just before 2 o'clock, between 1 and 2 o'clock when I'm filming this video in the afternoon. So this is supposed to be the slower time before the rush hour begins. And you can see there's a lot of action going on, many different transit vehicles operating on the city streets on many different routes. Good job, Sofia. Now this looks like an orange trolley bus. Why is it not blue and yellow? I like it actually. I like when they have different colors. A lot of people think that all the city transit vehicles should be of the same color, but I like different colors, just like with clothes also. And with everything else, I think it makes our world a more vibrant place and a more enjoyable place and more fun and entertaining. Couple of words I think I should mention about paying for transit. It is actually very convenient. They have different ways of paying, but if you tap your credit card, it's not going to be any more expensive than buying their tickets or passes. Whether it's a daily pass or a weekly pass, the cap should be working. And you can see a lot of people crossing on the red light, and I'm one of them because everyone wanted to catch this green light over here. And the cost is very... Oh wow! I see the Icarus trolley bus. Guys, we are lucky. I'm gonna talk about the cost later because guess what? We see this legendary trolley bus that I was talking about. We are so lucky that we can see it from here right now. I'm not sure which way it's gonna go. We'll find out soon enough. Right there, Icarus. Look at this beauty. It looks like it's used for studying, because I see that Y letter. It's in their language. It means, I guess, studying. I think like this is just somebody practicing. I'm a little bit sad to see they are wasting this trolley bus on practicing. I wish they used it on vintage on routes or something like that, or even in regular city service, so people could enjoy it. But in this case, it's just basically only only the driver can enjoy it. I wish I could ride it. There's no way that they would stop if I try to catch it, because again, it's used for practicing rather than for transporting people. But it was awesome to see it. It was my first time in my life I saw this trolley bus, and I'm grateful that I was able to at least take a look at it. And it looks almost the same as the bus. No major difference between the trolley bus and the bus in terms of the design. It looks almost the same. Also, I remember there were some people yelling something in the background when I was filling the trolley bus, but I think it was because the drivers and pedestrians, they didn't want to let each other go or something like that. But that happens in all the places. That happens everywhere, including Belgium, including London. So going back to speaking about the cost, I will be making a separate video about that, but generally speaking, it is very affordable. 10 US dollars is about 16 Bulgarian lev, and the price of one-time transit ride is less than 2 lev, or around 2 lev. So if it's 2 lev or less than 2 lev, that means it's like around $1 American, or even less, depending on what kind of ticket you're using, what kind of pass you're using, and how long it's valid for. But the daily cap, the maximum, if you keep tapping the same credit card, is 4 lev, which is around $2 American. That is for unlimited usage for the whole day. In Belgium, just to give you a comparison, in the central part of Brussels, only in the central part, you're not able to go outside of the central part with that, but only in the central part, which is a relatively small area, you're gonna pay 8 euros, which is more than 4 times more expensive than here. So you're paying 20-25% here of what you would pay in Brussels, Belgium, if you just consider the central part of the city. But if you go further outside of the city, I think that difference is going to be even more dramatic. So this should give you a little bit of an idea of the cost difference when it comes to paying for public transportation. And I keep repeating in many of my videos that I think affordability is a very important factor. We don't want people to think that taking public transportation is more expensive than driving. If you do the math, let's say you have a family of 4 people, and you need to use public transportation. Everybody in your family needs to use it. You need to go somewhere. If it's 8 euros per person, that makes it for 4 people, that is 32 euros just in one day. And if you need to go a little bit outside of the city center, that can easily double. So 50-60 euros in one day on public transportation, no, that is a little bit too much. It's too expensive, it's too crazy. I think the prices here in Bulgaria for public transportation are a lot more reasonable. And it's kind of interesting because the prices for food, of course, Bulgaria is cheaper, but it's not like this much of a difference. Maybe it's for public transportation, the difference is 5 times of the cost, but for food, maybe it's definitely not more than 2 times. It depends on where you go. I'm still gonna do some shopping around, but generally speaking, if you compare the cost of housing, the cost of food, the cost of entertainment, And the cost of transportation, in the transportation category, the price difference I think is the most dramatic. And I appreciate this in Eastern Europe, that they make transit more affordable, and this makes it more attractive, so less people drive and more people use public transportation, which is a better way to get around for everyone. It certainly makes our cities better. It makes our environment better. It's more fun. It's also more productive because you can do more stuff. If the transit is comfortable, you can take a seat on that tram and read a book or do some work or communicate, text, write some emails for your work. You can't do that when you're driving, or you can't do it safely when you're driving. So definitely public transportation is the way to go, especially in dense areas, big cities. We just don't have enough room for cars. It's impossible. If you do the math, it doesn't work. So huge thanks to Sofia for making transit accessible and affordable. And stay tuned. I'll be making a lot more videos reviewing different kind of transit vehicles and checking out everything else that Sofia has to offer. With that being said, I want to remind you that as an active traveler and business owner with experience, I might be able to assist you with trip planning, life coaching, and business consulting, with all the details available at buymeacoffee.com/transitnomad. This is where you can also find lots of exclusive content on many different cities across the globe, my secret tips, PDF guides, and the option to request a custom video on any topic that matters to you. Thank you everyone for watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.